Are you worried because you can't seem to find enough paying customers? Have you ever noticed that even people spending a fortune on marketing are often still not attracting enough paying customers? It's not because their products or services aren't terrific, because they usually are. And it's certainly not because there aren't enough real customers out there ready to buy right now. No, the problem is more basic than that. Most people simply have no idea how to find a steady flow of lucrative customers. And even if they find these customers, often they can't even get them to actually buy. But don't take my word for it. The SBA keeps stats on this. They say 70% of all businesses fail. 70%. And the bad news is they don't all fail at once. Many hang on for years, struggling, trying to make ends meet. That's nuts when learning how to generate high-value paying customers can be such a basic process, like flipping a switch. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to generate real paying customers for your business. Yes, and then I'm going to try to sell you something. But before I do, you're going to learn exactly what it takes to bring in lucrative paying customers at a fraction of what others spend on marketing. I'm James Bond, founder of the Twist Test, the internet's first system for generating high-value customers without losing your shirt on wasteful marketing. I'm one of the few people who's coached both Fortune 500 companies and hundreds of smaller and even home-based businesses. Recently, I served as a workshop chairman for SCORE, the resource partner of the U.S. Small Business Administration, overseeing hands-on training for hundreds of smaller businesses. And let me tell you, there's a huge difference between marketing for a large business and marketing for a smaller one. That's something they don't teach you in school or online. I learned it the hard way, screwing up for my dad early in my career. What I learned is that applying big company tools and techniques, the stuff they teach you in school, usually doesn't work for a smaller business. If you want to make real money, you need a totally different approach. So it makes me mad as hell when I see all these junky marketing programs out there that leave you struggling and clueless on how to bring in real paying customers, when that's all most people really want. And it makes me mad because the process is basically pretty easy. All you have to do is identify your highest value customers and then build your entire marketing program around just them. It's that simple. But most people, even many of the experts, do the exact opposite. They go out and try to win everyone, even people who have no chance of buying from you. And for many smaller businesses, that's so dangerous because it gets you to run out of money long before you have enough customers and income. What a waste when it's so easy to build your entire marketing program around these highest value customers. Unfortunately, most people have no idea where these highest value customers even are. That's ridiculous, but it shows you how clueless most marketing programs are by focusing you on worthless techniques that sound good on paper or in a seminar, but they never direct you to the highest payoff, which is winning those lucrative customers, as if it's some huge secret preserved for the very elite, when in fact, it's right there in plain view if only someone would show you where to look. And it's not your marketing plan, but what you create before you do the marketing plan that makes all the difference. And that's why the Twist Test was created. It has everything you need to bring in and win your highest value customers. Did you ever notice that some people seem to find it easy to make money in business while everyone else is struggling or just getting by? Well, guess what? The answer is simpler than most people realize. Here's an example. Have you ever heard of Paul Orfalia? Barely making ends meet, he suddenly woke up to a secret about his customers that no one else realized. It was such a huge secret and yet so simple that it freaked him out. He got scared that someone else would also figure out how to do this, how to suddenly bring in droves of customers while spending almost no money on advertising and marketing. He didn't set out to build such a huge and prosperous business. He just wanted to make a decent living, but he couldn't help himself. This simple observation was so powerful, it enabled him to transform his tiny 10 by 10 foot shop with a single photocopy machine into the massively wealthy Kinko's photocopy chain. And by the way, a 10 by 10 foot shop? I'm 6 feet tall, so you can imagine how tiny his shop was. One lady who was there at the start told me there were always huge lines of people on the sidewalk outside because they couldn't fit inside the shop until he finally got a bigger space. What he did, anyone could have done, even you. How about Mary Hudson, whose husband had recently died in a car crash. Here she was, a single mom with no job, no money, and a 1-year-old baby girl. Yet, on a few $100s that she borrowed from her dad, she took a shot and leased an abandoned gas station. Then, by doing something a little different than everyone else, she figured out how to get loads of customers. Wow, that was pretty easy. She almost had to pinch herself. So she tried it again to see if it was just a fluke. Pretty soon her second station was also making money. So she tried it again, and then again. This single mom figured out the formula, the twist, something anyone could have done, but no one did, and her income flowed continuously for the rest of her life. But wait, you say, my business is different. Well, guess what? Everyone's business is different. But there are a few basic things you can do that work for virtually every business, even yours. It doesn't matter if you have a sprawling enterprise with hundreds of employees or if you work by yourself out of your home. Applying little twists to your business can take you from ordinary to an extraordinary income. I took my own wife, who was dabbling in an internet business. Oh, sure, she read books and bought training that showed her how to get people coming to her website, but no one was buying. She even had a ton of Facebook fans, but again, no one was actually spending money. After 6 months of no income, I got her to apply a few simple twists, and voila! Suddenly the money started pouring in. 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 a month. Then it started getting really serious. I'm telling you, this stuff really works. Of course, here's where I give you a little disclaimer. These results are not typical. Most people learn this stuff but never apply it. And guess what? If you don't apply it, it doesn't work. But for those who do, the results can help your income skyrocket like never before. Most people and businesses don't realize they're sitting just a simple twist away from the greatest prosperity they've ever imagined for themselves. It's so easy. Here, try this exercise. There are 3 types of customers out there. Those who will never buy from you, those who would kill to buy from you if they only knew you existed, and all the rest. Most people try to sell everybody, but that's ridiculous when there are already people who want to buy from you right now. But most people spend so much time with the maybes, they forget about the people who are ready right now to buy from you. So, do you really understand who's ready to buy right now? And more importantly, do you know where to find these people? How about this? Maybe you know who you're competing with, but do you really understand what you're competing with? That's right, there is a difference. Early on, McDonald's realized their biggest competition was not other restaurants. In the beginning, what they were really competing with was home cooking and people preparing bag lunches for themselves. Once they positioned themselves as the alternative to home cooking, sales exploded. Some people may remember their song, "You deserve a break today, so get up and get away to McDonald's. We do it all for you." That simple twist of being the alternative to home cooking transformed McDonald's into a massive success. In fact, many great successes really took off once they started competing against a concept rather than against another business. So, do you really understand what you're competing with? Here's another question. Do you know what the major obstacles are that prevent people from buying your products and services? There are 6 primary ones, yet most people get stuck on price and ignore what's really in the way. What if you could totally eliminate the 1 or 2 main obstacles that prevent people from buying? Would more people buy from you? You bet they would. That's why the twist test was created. And here's how it works. You get a series of web videos instantly available. We start with 5 core questions. What do you sell? To who? How is it used? What are you competing with? And why should someone buy yours? This gets your creative juices flowing while laying the framework so you can nail down that hot competitive advantage uniquely available for your specific business. Then, the Competitive Edge Analyzer walks you through explanations and exercises all on a single worksheet. Once you've found that unique twist for your business, the 9-step marketing plan action guide helps you lay out your entire marketing plan step by step with all the strategies and tactics you'll need to turn your business into a real success. Just think, what if you could have an edge over just about every other business? Would that help? I'm telling you, you can do this. This applies to every size and type of business, whether you have a sprawling enterprise or work by yourself. It makes no difference.
Jim has this uncanny way of looking at something you've been doing in a whole different way. He helped me to slightly alter the way I was marketing, and suddenly everything changed. The numbers increased, and it was fantastic.
For over 30 years, I've been helping businesses grow. Here, take a look at comments about my methods over the years from a few raving fans. Like Nick Baker, president of One Central Bank, explained, "I recommend Jim's methods to everyone except my competitors. Let them struggle like everyone else." After my success with him, he sent me to his client, Kenco Construction, a 10-year-old business with 3 partners whose growth was stalled. With my help, their income skyrocketed to 5 times its size in a single year, and it goes on. Today, we also work with tons of internet businesses who have a whole new set of challenges, like how do you get loads of visitors? And then, how do you get those visitors to actually buy from you? It doesn't matter if you have a small business or a larger one. Don't waste your money on filling out useless marketing plans or taking a marketing program until you've checked this out. You'll suddenly uncover the 6 ways people resist buying from you and how to overcome them. You'll learn to peer into the mind of your most lucrative buyer and discover powerful ways to describe your product or business that will have them begging to find out more. Then you'll learn this one little technique that converts tons of these customers from kind of interested to I must buy this right now. This is not a rehash of stuff that's out there. You've never seen anything like this before. We've even got techniques U.S. presidents have used to get themselves elected. And all this comes with an absolute money-back guarantee. Try it for up to 60 days. That's all I ask. If this isn't the most powerful marketing program you've ever seen, just let us know and return it, and we'll refund your entire investment. But if you love it, share your successes and experiences with others through our forums and interactive platforms, like Paying It Forward, so you get to help others just like you were helped. So if you really want to accelerate the growth of your business, stop doing what you've always done and take the twist test. Don't be like the 70% of people out there who struggle when you could be just a twist away from more customers, higher sales, an easier life, and bigger paychecks than you've ever thought possible, and the kind of life you've always dreamed of. Stop stressing another day about where your next customers are coming from when this is so easy, with action guides and videos you can watch in the comfort of your own home or office. Why struggle when real success may be just a twist away? Click the link below and get started today.